Hello, good people, once again. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel once again, where we learn a lot of graphic design, Photoshop tutorials. We'll be starting an Adobe Premiere tutorial very soon. By the way, you should be very well prepared for that. It's coming, it's loading, and it's going to be very much packed. There is also another tutorial about media and production and target audience and those kind. I'm just preparing a lot of this in the background as I continue producing this kind of content. So today I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all who've already subscribed. For those who've not yet subscribed, I will urge you again to continue subscribing because you will benefit a lot in the long run. Also share with colleagues, friends, people who are also struggling a lot with understanding what graphic design is and how it actually works and what softwares to use, how to use them. When you come here, you get to learn those kind of things. So today, I'm going to take you through something rather different. It's not a tutorial per se. It is actually something that I've struggled with before, but I just came across it when I was browsing and asking and asking a lot of people who've been in this field prior to my introduction to it. So the first one is going to be, actually these are things that should guide you when you're doing your designs. There are things that you need to know before you even do your designs, because they are guidelines, they are principles, they are the red lines, they are the things that if you do not follow, probably your designs are going to be I don't know which word to use to describe that, but they're not going to be appreciated well enough. So the first tool that I use, the first thing that I actually use to incorporate in my designs is actually knowing the market trends. And how do you know the trends in the design market? How do you actually get to know that this is what is in the market today? It is by going to platforms that are for designers. The number one platform for designers that I consider number one is powered by Adobe, and it's called Behance, behance.net. That is the hub for creative people. So if you're a photographer, you are a designer, you are whichever field you are in, you're a 3D modeler, you're doing anything in creative design field, you should know about Behance. And this is an interface of Behance on my window here. So depending on whichever field, and actually there are other things that you should know about Behance. If you want to know some of the tutorials, they are doing live trainings. You have to sign up and then get your Adobe account, and then you can sign in and then go to the class for live stream here, and then you'll get the classes that you want to know. Anything about Adobe is here. So it is, to me, I consider it one of the best platforms. As you can see, my internet's a bit slow, but you can learn graphic design, Photoshop, Illustrator, Fresco, photography, illustrations, UX, UI, motion. A lot of tutorials are here, and they are done by professionals. I know you need to know the people who are leading. It's 1 hour live sessions. And there is a scheduler for that, so that you can know which sessions you'll be following. So on Behance, I come here and I check what is actually trending. For example, I will look for, maybe somebody asked me, can you do a poster for COVID-19? I'll just come and then I'll find COVID-19 posters. So when I come to COVID-19 posters, it will bring me lots of things. So my net is not that fast. Bear with me. But it's with patience you can actually see. Anyway, the thing is, when you come here, you get to know a lot of things, and that is my number one. So there's another platform called Dribble.com. Dribble.com also is for designers, specifically designers, for print and digital. So you can, if you're doing they do a lot of there are a lot of things that you can learn from here. For example, if you want to know ideas on how to do the UI for mobile phone applications, you can come and see how they do it. If you want to know about logo designs, for example, there is samples, numerous. Just see how they do these things. Very incredible. You can even see a lot of things. So Dribble is number 2 for me. And these are the tools that I use. So you come here, you see, 1 is Behance, 2 is Dribble. Other people go to Pinterest. I've not been a frequent user of Pinterest, but I see other people going there too. So you see, previously I told you about COVID-19. So you can come here and see what other designers are doing, so that you do not copy, but you get an idea of actually what is in the market, so that when you do something, it's better than what they've already done. So that is another and it's both for print and motion, because I do lots of After Effects graphics and lots of Cinema 4D as well. So I come here and I see what other media channels have done, designers for those channels have done, and then I try to borrow ideas from them, because there's no need for you inventing a new wheel. They say you don't have to invent a wheel. You just use what is already there. The idea is already there. Just improve it, make it better, make it unique. So that will be my number 1. Knowing the platforms. Knowing the platforms and knowing what is actually trending in the market, so that you see that you are in the current status of what is trending, so that people can actually understand what you're communicating. Another thing is, still on this Behance, number 2 is, when you're doing your designs, they need to have communication. They need to have life in them. Don't just try to market something that is not communicate, because you're trying to send a message to people. Let's say there's a post I saw here. I'll just try to see. I'll just see whether it's still there. I know it's there, but I'll try to find it. The thing is, when you're trying to market a product, how do you make that product to be interactive to the end user, the person who is going to actually buy that product? How do you present the design to them in a way that is going to appeal them into buying the product? Let's say you want to sell coffee. Let's say you want to sell a computer. Let's say you want to sell shoes. How do you make this product to be actually sellable? When the person actually sees the poster, they feel like this is the product that I need to buy. It is by putting life into it. And putting life into it is something that it's demanding a lot of creativity. You need to be very creative enough so that you can see the idea that you're trying to communicate. So if you need, it's about coming up with stories and then trying to implement it in a structural manner so that you can better deliver it as a product. But it's not for you, because the product's not yours. You're just doing the marketing for them. But as a designer, you need to fulfill that human feeling in the designs that you're doing. So that it doesn't feel like it's just a dead poster. It's something that has life. When somebody sees it, they actually feel that there is something that is in this. So I think, let me try and open my other window. My camera is focusing and defocusing. Because I put autofocus, I don't have any camera person here to help me with it. Let me try and see. Yeah, this kind of posters, for example. So when you see this one, there is life in this. You just look at the poster and you feel there is something in this kind of poster. So you see what is trending in the market. You need to put life into your designs, and that will be even more unique. You don't, because the thing is, people say, I will just go on Envato, download a template, and then voila. But where is the creativity in it? The creativity comes in when you try to put these kind of things, when you try to add life into your designs. And that is really, really important for you to, and for us to understand, not for you. Even me, I need to understand. The other thing is, simplicity is very key. They say less is more. So when you try to make your designs, do not over design, do not put too much shadows, do not put too much bevel, a lot of beveling and those kind of things. Sometimes those things, they steal away the type of message you're trying to communicate. So simplicity is key, and this comes to especially people who are designing logos. If you look at like the WWF, Worldwide, I don't know, Wildlife Foundation, I think, something of that sort. I forget. I don't know. I don't know. So the logo from 1961 until 2000, it has transformed drastically. You look at Spotify, it's also transformed. You see, it was somehow 3D. Now they've gone to simple designs. Look at Google from 1997, somehow 3D, 2D, simple. Just use simple fonts, use primary colors, and then you'll communicate your message in a more clear manner. The other thing, and this is the most important, you need to look at the end user, the person that you're trying to reach out. What is the delivery point of view? Which platforms are you going to deliver? Is it going to be printed? Or which medium are you trying to relay it with? And on this channel, we normally talk about social media. We've not yet started talking about the print media. So you need to understand the aspect ratio, the sizes of the platforms you're trying to post. For example, if you go to Hootsuite, they'll give you a brief guide, both videos and stills. So you need to know the pixels that you're trying to use, so that you reach the best pixel quality with the best resolution. Because if you use a lower pixel quality and then you're trying to post it on certain platforms, it will be compressed. When it compresses, it loses quality. If you use the other side, if you try to do the opposite, then it will be very big and it will be taking a long time to load on those platforms. So you need to be using the standard aspect ratios, the standard measurements, and go through these guidelines. Go to Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a platform where you use to market a social media posts and schedule them properly so that you can communicate them in a timely manner. That was quite difficult for me to master. But it takes you through primarily Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So you need to understand those kind of platforms when you're designing banners, the size that you use. Because if you design a banner for YouTube, for example, it will tell you it has to be 1040 by 576. If you try to use something below that or something higher than that, it will not be able to upload. So you need to understand those are the principles. With that, I want to end this long talk today. It was just very important for me to talk about because people asked me, and I had to also look for better ways so that I can these are very important. So knowing who are your role models, who are your influencers, who are motivating you into doing this kind of designs so that you learn the trends in the market. Second, you need to know the delivery point. Third, you need to be simple. Use simplicity in your designs. 4, you need to add life into your designs. That is very important. I believe those are the things that we should all incorporate in our design so that we make it more professional, more better, to be consumed by the public, by the people that we want to give them to. So I will not continue talking too much. I will just end this talk here and request you to like, share if it was beneficial to you, ask any question if you didn't understand. Also, consider sharing it to other people so that they can subscribe to my channel. We grow a better team of designers.